right before your surgery, the doctor's office will call you about a couple, maybe 2 to 3 weeks before, and you have to pay them. So depending on your insurance, and I would also call your insurance and check to see if they even cover a breast reduction, because that's important to know. So call them to see whether it's covered. Ask them what your deductible, if you need to meet a deductible, if you have a copay, because it should be an outpatient surgery. You just go in and then you'll go home later that day. And if there's a co-insurance. So thank God my insurance, all I had to pay was my copay. It was $17.50, which really isn't that bad when the surgery in network, and also get a physician who is in network if you're using insurance, or else it'll be buku expensive. In network, the total was probably about $7,500. Out of network, it would have been $24,000. Right. So confirm all of that with your insurance, and then I'm sure they have different types of payment plans. I just saved up and paid for it. Okay, so right before surgery, it's going to be super important for you to have a friend or family member who can drive you there and pick you up, because you will have had anesthesia. Hello, and you cannot drive home. They'll probably have you come a couple hours before your actual surgery begins. I had to show up at 5:30 a.m. My surgery, I don't think it was till 7 or 7:30. And they'll prep you, and I think after midnight the day before, you can't eat or drink anything. If you're taking medications, of course you can, well, depending on what your doctor says, you can just like take it with a little bit of water. Yep. But my mom was here. She's been a real MVP. And I'm very independent and do it yourself. So thanks, Mom. You the best. She took me there. She waited. One of my other friends showed up at the hospital to kind of hold it down. And then my mom drove me home. And I mean, you really can't use your arms for a while. I mean, you can use like your hands, but you can't lift anything overhead for like 10 days. You can't lift anything more than 5 to 10 pounds for at least 10 days. And then you're just really sore, so your movement is pretty limited. Just so my mom has been around helping me out, especially the first couple of days. So if at least for like 48 hours, if you can have someone with you, that's great. And then especially when you take your first shower, you're gonna need some help. Yep, I was like hoping I wouldn't, but there's just like no way around it. And my doctor said I could shower 2 days after my surgery. So definitely have someone you love and trust help you in that arena, because you're gonna need it, because you can't reach, and everything is just really specific anyways to what you can and can't do. And then they'll help, like they'll be the ones running errands for you to get medications, to go get food, and also to get, like, I had her go get like extra surgical dressing. So some things to do in advance: go ahead, stock up on your groceries. If there's anything that's like higher up in your cabinets or shelves, bring them lower so you won't have to reach. If there's anything heavy, like your milk, go ahead and put it into a smaller container so you won't have to like lift up a gallon of milk, because you're not supposed to. If you're pretty great at meal prep that thing out so you won't have to cook. No pots and pans. I still haven't even been able to do dishes, and it's been a week. I mean, it's kind of a blessing, but at the same time I feel bad because my mom just has to do that. But once again, she's the real MVP. And dishwashers, right? Modern marvel. So I would go ahead, buy additional abdominal pads, ABD pads, surgical pads. I'll put a picture in of what they look like. So you can change your dressings at home. You don't want to be in the same stank ones from the hospital, and that's like probably gonna stir up some infection. Ooh, recliner chairs are great if you have them to sleep in. If not, I would go ahead, set up your bed to be like a little nest of pillows. Body pillows are great, or what are like the grandpas? You know, the little back, little pillow armrest things. Travel pillows are great for your neck because you just be like this. And I just have a lot of pillows anyways. Move your charger to the closest outlet near you so you won't have to worry about it. Keep medications by your nightstand, by you. Sometimes I started in a recliner, but it's those ones that you like just push back in, and one night it like flew me forward and it freaked me out. So I just transitioned back to the bed, plus my bed is more comfortable. So I'll just put all my stuff next to me on the side that I can't even use. Bring a pillow or a towel for the ride home from the hospital, because just to put in between your seatbelt so you don't rub on anything. And I would definitely wear something easy to get into and out of without going over your head when you go to the hospital and in general. So what I wore were just some like Nike running shorts and a button up, my boyfriend's button up, because hello, I got big boobs, I don't wear button ups anyways. But it's also like you don't have to maneuver too much to get it on and off. So right before, the day before my surgery, I had to have the deepest clean of my life, which meant I had to wash with something called Hibiclens. They'll give it to you at your pre-op appointment. It's similar to like a Dial soap. It's just an antibacterial soap. I had to shower with that the morning of. No lotions, no deodorant, no perfume, no jewelry. I also braided my hair before because I just knew I wouldn't be able to manage it right after surgery. Just little things to think of. And it's also nice if you go ahead and figure out how much parking is going to cost. And get it in cash, so whoever is your ride, you can give that to them. That's just courtesy. So same day, I think I went to Chick-fil-A. Of course, that's the first thing I wanted. I was just like, Mom, Chick-fil-A, and was asleep. Like, I think I was just in and out the rest of the day, honestly. It took me like 2 hours. All I got were waffle fries and a milkshake. It took me 2 hours to eat those waffle fries because I kept falling asleep. So just eat what you can, and then, yeah, start taking your medication as prescribed by your doctor. I would only take opioids, so that's like your oxys if you were like near death and pain. And I would limit it. They just freak me out. Addiction is real. I'm not a fan, so other than that, I was on like something called gabapentin for my nerves and pain, I suppose, and Tylenol and Advil. So the day of surgery as well, like you go in, you dress down, they put you in this gown that has like it's purple and it's like heated. It's kind of cool. The IV team comes in, your anesthesiologist comes in, they educate you, tell you all the risks, tell you what they're going to do. You get your IV, all your vitals taken. The whole process is really quick. Of course you don't remember like the whole middle part, but yep, they'll roll you out, have you transferred to the operating table. Go ahead, put the mask on. All I remember is she was like, go ahead and take deep breaths in and out. Think about a happy dream. Sometimes this is exactly how you talk. Sometimes I like to think I'm at the beach, like in Hawaii or something. So I was like, okay, I'm at the beach with my boyfriend. Deep breath in, deep breath. And all I remember is waking up in recovery, super happy. And I will definitely show you a picture because my mom made sure to take one. I ate some ice chips and they said I could go home. They wheeled me out because you ain't walking, and it was great. That was really like the whole don't be nervous. I was nervous at first with the Anna because I've never gone under before. And I was just like, I need like, they gave me the little patch for the nausea because I get motion sickness and was like, I don't want to feel like I'm going to throw up. So we handled that at the beginning. I didn't get nauseous, like, except one time in the car. I was like, Mom! And then I fell back asleep. Cool. So, like, that first day, you're really going to be chilling. Don't be surprised if you have lots of drainage. I did not have to get the drainage tubes, but I did, like, bleed through just other leakage through my surgical bra, the shirt I had on, and into the pillow I was reclining against. But do not be alarmed. Go ahead, let your doctor know. I talked to the nurse the next day and she was like, yeah, that's totally normal for the first 48 hours. So as soon as I was able to, day 2, I showered, my mom washed my bra, and we did new pads. Yeah. So the day after, make sure you're getting up and walking around. The day of, when you're walking around, make sure someone's with you. You're going to be way more wobbly than you think you are. When you first take a shower, make sure someone's there because you don't want to pass out or get dizzy. And also, it's hard to do it by yourself. The walking is going to help promote healing and circulation and blood flow and really limit the chance that you'll get a blood clot or DVT. And make sure you're drinking at least your 64 ounces of water. The more water you drink, then the more circulation, the better the healing process. Also, if you're taking a lot of pain meds, if you're taking like your Oxy, make sure you take a light laxative because you need a boo-boo. You got to stay regular. All I did was drink a cup of coffee and I was fine. Don't drive or operate heavy machinery while you're on your pain meds, or until your doctor says you can. I still haven't driven, but that's just me. And, super important, monitor for signs of infection. Your doctor will also go over this with you, but anything that smells like pretty rank and not normal, that's a red flag. If you have discharge and it's green, that's a red flag, or like some very strange color. If it's a little red, if it's a little bit yellow, if it's clear, that's okay. If you have a fever, if you have chills, especially if you have fever and chills, if you touch your breasts and they're really, really hot and warm to the touch, if along your incisions you're seeing pus or they're really red and swollen, call your doctor. And ooh, another note, when you get out of the shower, make sure your incisions are totally dry before you put your bra back on. And you still can't use lotion, but you can wear deodorant. My mom bought me like one of the active sports bras that zip at the front, size up in your band and in your cup. So he told me that we decided on a 30-60. Granted, right now I'm probably like a 38-40 double D. Either way, still smaller than an H. But of course it's expected to go down after all the swelling has subsided. And just make sure you're staying on top of your medications. You have to sleep in an upright position. It kind of sucks, but just do it. Remember to eat. You need to eat. And if you haven't scheduled your 7-day follow-up or 10-day follow-up with your doctor, make sure you do so. My doctor's office made sure that I did that prior to leaving and confirmed it. And you know they'll call you a million times. So yeah, but that's my story. I'll be sure to give you guys more updates and add some pictures. This is just what the bra looks like. It has like Velcro straps and it has the clasps at the front. I still have a little bit of drainage and just pads underneath. I have like the steri strips and sutures still on it. Obviously, I'm not going to show you a picture of exactly what they look like because it's YouTube. But, yeah, so far so good. The first day though, the first couple of days is going to feel like you can't take in a deep breath. Like your rib expansion and lung expansion is limited. But it'll come. You're going to feel super sore, of course. But, yeah, the pain really was very minimal and also very manageable. So, any questions? Feel free to comment below. And good luck. I hope your journey goes well. And I'll be sure to keep you posted. Other things to think about. You do have to ask your doctor when you can return to work. Usually it's 2 to 3 weeks, depending on what you're doing. And you also, I've read, it takes a total of 6 months for your breasts to like finally settle down to their normal size. And 3 months until you can wear a bra with underwire. Before then, you just have to wear like the underwire free. And I think that's about it. So, please let me know if you have any questions. Best of luck. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all later.
You say it's all in my head.